Alright, what is going on, guys? Today I'm going to be making another pickups video. This time, instead of just being for a single month, it's just going to be for the entire winter. And this was something that I was kind of talking about in my last pickup video, which I think was November. I was basically saying I usually don't buy a whole lot of games over the winter. So if I did monthly pickup videos, they'd be really short. So I thought I might as well just combine them all together. And I was kind of wrong because I did pick up a lot more than I thought I would. I picked up a lot of consoles, but those are a lot more expensive, so I didn't get as many as like when I usually just pick up like 20 games in one day. So video might be a little bit longer just because, like I said, it is 4 months worth of stuff, and I have picked up some pretty decent stuff here or there, but still not 100% sure if I want to keep doing this, if I want to do like like winter pickups, a spring pickup, summer pickup, or just do once a month. Not sure, but we'll see how that goes. I guess we'll just start here. I got 4 stacks of games and then some consoles down to my right. So I guess let's just start off with the games. First off, I got a couple Famicom Disk System games. So right here, I got Metroid. It's in like the plastic case and everything with the manual. Condition isn't perfect, but it's really not too bad. This one I just wanted because you can save on this version, which you can't on the original. And then I got Super Mario 2. This is the Japanese version, which was kind of like a DLC to Mario 1, I guess. Aside from like a remake of it in Mario All-Stars. So that's a cool one. Next up, this is a game that I was really excited for, and it came out sometime last year, and thankfully it got a physical copy because I just really wanted this physically, and it is Bomb Rush Cyberpunk. So you can see it comes in like a little slip cover. There's the actual front cover of it. It's kind of like Jet Set Radio inspired. It actually just kind of feels like another Jet Set Radio, and it's really good, great music. Just really fun game. It's made by the guys that made Lethal League Blaze, which is one of my favorite fighting games, so that's cool. I kind of forgot getting this one. I bought a lot of stuff at GameStop, so here is the Mega Man X Legacy Collection 1 and 2. Yeah, I forgot buying this. I don't know. Yeah, this one might only have the first game because this code was probably used. I just showed it on camera, so it's definitely used, but I bought this pre-owned, so I'm not expecting it to be valid still. So it's basically just Legacy Collection 1. Kind of unfortunate, but whatever. Next up, I got Streets of Rage 4. I played this game on Xbox Game Pass, and I really enjoyed it. Always liked Streets of Rage, so why not? It was $30, not too bad. This one's really cool. I got this during a clearance sale. I would not have paid the original price. This was I think $30 or $40, and it is Scott Pilgrim vs. the World Complete Edition. This was part of a limited run clearance sale that they did a couple months ago. I didn't even know they did those, honestly, but I looked on their website and I saw this was half price pretty much, so I thought, why not? Pretty much the only thing special about this is that it comes in like a Super Nintendo box, but it's just the normal Switch game inside. There's nothing really special. I would open it up, but it is kind of hard to get this box open without ripping something. But yeah, played this game a ton, really enjoyed it. I already have it digitally because it was like $1. So this is more of just a display piece, but really cool. Next up, this is also technically from Limited Run, although it's from their Japanese counterpart. I think they still have some involvement in it. I don't know if they own the company or what, but it's from a company called Super Deluxe Games, and this is the Japanese copy of Cuphead. So I know this did get a North American release, but I saw this one on Amazon Japan, and I just thought it looked so cool. So you got this little piece of paper here. It just has the name and Nintendo Switch and all the UPC and everything on it. They're just left with this little box here, and the slipcover has all the outlines and details for all the characters, which is really cool. So when you put the slipcover on it, kind of completes the picture. I just thought that was really neat. And then inside you have the game, obviously, on the left, and you got this soundtrack CD in here, and it comes in this really nice book. I just really liked this. I thought for the amount that I paid, which was really not much, there was a lot of really cool stuff in here. So I picked this up. I think it was maybe $30 or $40, and honestly, this is better than anything that I've seen from the North American limited run or anything like that, so that's why I got it. Next up, I got Stray for the PS5. I remember seeing this game when it got announced, and it just looked really cool to me. I haven't really looked into it. I haven't seen much gameplay or anything, but I always thought it looked really cool, and I mean, it's a cat. This one I played a bit, I've had some fun with. Nick All-Star Brawl 2. I played the original, and it never really clicked that much with me. This one didn't really either. It's not really something that I play all that often, but it's still a really fun time. And, it's just Smash Bros. With Nickelodeon characters. This one I already showed off in my Joy Sound Festa video, but here is the Japanese copy of Smash for Wii U. It's not actually in there because it's in the unit right now, but I had to pick that up for the video, so there's that. So speaking of limited run, this is also something else I bought from them. I saw that they were doing a final release of Shantae and the Pirate's Curse, which is really cool. I'm not like the hugest fan of limited run. I know I have a few things from them in this video. I just go on there every once in a while, and if there's something that catches my eye, I'll buy it. I'm not someone who just buys everything, but technically, unless someone comes through and makes some other game, this is the final release for the 3DS. Although technically the cartridge is the same as a previous release, so I don't know where you draw that line. Yeah, I just saw it and I'm like, oh, a 3DS game in 2024? I'll buy it. And I did, so there's that. Plus, I mean, it's Shantae. It's a good game. That one usually goes for a little bit, so it made sense to purchase it for that price. Then also from Limited Run, I got Trip World DX. So Trip World is a Game Boy game that's pretty rare. I want to say it was Japan exclusive, but I could be wrong. But it's just a little like platformer made by Sunsoft, and they did a physical re-release of it. So this is actually on a Game Boy cartridge. It's like an enhanced re-release, so I don't want to really ruin this box. It's an enhanced re-release, so it's actually made for the Game Boy Color. So it just basically adds color and a couple other things to the game. It's one of those games that I know I'll probably never be able to own the original copy of, so I just thought this would be kind of neat. It wasn't too expensive. I don't buy any of like the crazy collector's editions or anything like that from Limited Run. I just kind of get these little goofy things that are, $40-50. And speaking of games that I'll never be able to afford, and games that came from Limited Run, I got Gimmick Special Edition. So this is one of my favorite Famicom games. I've played it in emulator quite a bit, and it's a lot of fun, although it's not the easiest game in the world. I always wanted a copy of this, but it goes for like $500 or more, and I don't know if I could justify that. So this is the kind of a port for the Switch. I don't know what kind of enhancements there are. I haven't played it quite yet, but I just thought it was really cool that they re-released this game on Switch. I think that's all for Limited Run stuff. I don't think I got anything else from them. So, alright. I also got Ghost Runner 2. I really enjoyed the first game. I haven't gotten to play this one yet, but for $30, I thought that was pretty fair. I haven't looked into it at all. I haven't heard anything about it. It could be the worst game ever. I'm not sure. But the first one was a lot of fun to me, so I thought might as well. I also got Sonic Colors Ultimate. I already had this game, but I didn't have I think it's like a launch edition or something with this little, I thought it was a plush. I guess it's just a keychain. I don't know. I don't know why they'd give you that gigantic box for it, but whatever. I never got this when it launched. I picked it up later when it was on clearance, so I thought might as well get it because it's a big box, it looks cool, and it was $12, so why not? This one was kind of funny. I literally got it for free. Some guy was trying to trade it into GameStop, and they told him that it wasn't even worth it, so he just went and handed it to me. So that's cool. I got like my 5th copy of Battlefield 1. I also got this stack of games, all from GameStop. I don't know if you guys have seen, but there's been like some sales that they've been doing, kind of clearing out their less popular last-gen games. So I picked up a bunch of them for like $20 a piece, a little under $20. So I got Wolfenstein The New Order, Wolfenstein 2, Wolfenstein Youngblood. Never actually played these games, but I've heard really good things about them. So I thought might as well. For like $8 a piece, why not? I then got Scarlet Nexus because it was 99 cents. So, I mean, why not? I think I might already own this game on Xbox. I'm not 100% sure, but for that cheap, I saw it on the shelf there, and I'm like, I'll just get it. I also got this because it was $2. I got Scarlet Nexus for the PS4. I did play the demo for this game when it came out, and I had some fun with it. I really don't know if, like, people don't like it or why it's so cheap. Maybe it's a live service game that's shut down. I really don't know. Doesn't look like Wi-Fi is required according to the back, so I don't think it is. But it's really cheap, and like I said, I had fun with the demo that they released, so I picked it up. And then this one, I also played the demo for like 3 years ago, and I kind of forgot about it until I saw it on the shelf there. It's The Survivalists, which I believe was made by the Escapist devs, who made like the Prison Break game. And I played the demo for this back like during the lockdown a couple years ago, and I had a bunch of fun with it. So now I actually have a physical copy, which I didn't even know they released. So that's kind of cool. All of these were $15 or less. Paid, I think, maybe $50 for the whole lot here. So it was worth it to me. It's a lot of filler, but some good games in there. All right, so now we're down to the last stack of games. So along with those 2 Famicom Disk System games, I also got Mario 3 just for the Famicom. I saw it really cheap, and it's complete in box, in pretty good condition, so I just grabbed it, added it along to the order. And these go along with a system that I'll show you in a little bit. That's why I picked up so many Famicom games. The condition on these isn't great. They just need to be kind of cleaned and wiped down. But I got Street Fighter 3 Third Strike, one of my favorite fighting games. Awesome soundtrack, really fun game. I could talk about this game forever. There's tons of videos and stuff talking about how this game is like not perfect, but how good it is. So yeah, picked that one up. I also picked up another amazing fighting game, and it is Fatal Fury Mark of the Wolves. So this one, I know this isn't the best port of it ever. It's still a good game, and I mean, even a bad port of a good game is still fun. So got these two, which is pretty nice. I then also picked up some Japanese Saturn games. So I got the Street Fighter collection, which has, I believe, like Street Fighter 2. I think it has a few versions of that. And then it has like Alpha 2, or I guess 02. Yeah, I believe this one is Street Fighter Alpha 2. And then these are like all the other Street Fighter games in the front. But yeah, picked that up because this game is like way too expensive for the North American Saturn. And it was like $30 in Japan. So you don't really need to speak the language to play Street Fighter, so I just picked this one up. I also got Pocket Fighter, which I don't think was ever released here, but it's a really fun game. I've played it on emulator quite a bit, and it's just more of like a kind of dumbed down version of Street Fighter, but it's got some other stuff that makes it kind of cool. This might have got released in North America. I think it did on the PlayStation. I'm not sure about the Saturn version, so someone can kind of correct me on that. Still a really cool game, and was also pretty cheap. I think I paid about the same as the other one. This one here is a little bit strange. I went to a pawn shop near me that has some pretty good games sometimes, and I asked if he had anything new, and he pulled out BC Racers for the 3DO. It's definitely a strange one. I think it's missing like the cardboard box that was supposed to come in, or a slipcover or what. But I got it for about half of what Price Charting says it's worth, so I don't know if I got a good deal on it or not. I don't know if this game is good or not. I feel like I've seen gameplay, but it was probably a few years ago. I just picked it up because it's a 3DO game and had some decent value to it. I got it for an okay price. That's about it. I do want to build up my 3DO library, so I'm kind of just buying whatever I find. Now down to my last two, which I think I also got from GameStop. I got Star Fox 64 3D. Probably my favorite Star Fox game, although I feel like that's a pretty normal opinion to have, but for the 3DS, it's pretty cool. And then I also got Pokemon Sun, because I have Moon, I do not have Sun. Unfortunately, it's a little bit ripped here, so if I find another copy, I'll probably upgrade the case to it, but also no manual, but whatever. That's how GameStop is. Alright, so I think that's all the games. I have 6 systems here, and then I have some that I'll just have to put a picture up of, because there's no way I'm going to pick them up and show them on camera here. First of all, I got this white Game Boy Advance. I'm trying to get all the colors of them, so I just picked this up because I didn't have a white one yet. So unfortunately missing the battery cover, but I can always get a replacement from somewhere. Condition's not terrible. It's definitely yellowing a little bit, especially if you look in that seam between these two pieces. I'll probably take it apart and just scrub it really good and try to get all of that discoloration out, but at least for now, it's not bad. And then I also got a first generation PS Vita, one of the ones with an OLED screen. It might have some power. Yeah, it still has some power. Looks pretty good. I do not have a memory card for it, so I pretty much can't use it, but still something that I've been wanting for a while. I ended up getting a Slim a few years ago, and I really enjoyed it, but I kind of wanted this for the better screen, and the buttons do just feel a little bit better on this one. I don't know if it's a normal issue, but on my Slim, they're kind of like squeaky, and it gets annoying when I'm playing for a while, so this one I just like the feel of and the build quality and everything. Then I also got the kind of indigo, bluish purple Nintendo Switch Lite. It's all in the box here. I've taken it out and played it a bit, but I mean, I have like 5 of these things, so there's really no need for me to have this one out, but I just wanted it because same with the Game Boys and everything. I want all the colors and I want to line them up on the shelf and make it look cool. So I got it for I think around $100, so pretty good price. It's about half of what they usually go for, and it's another Switch Lite, so in case my other 4 break, there we go. Speaking of the Nintendo Switch, I also got an OLED finally because I haven't had one. So I got the Splatoon Special Edition, which I just think looks awesome. Here it is out of the box and everything. I just really like the design on the controllers. If you look at the back of the system, there's this design here on like a reflective paint, and it's just really cool looking. Like I'm a fan of how they did this Special Edition, and then the screen on it just looks amazing because it's an OLED. I'm so used to using like a normal Switch or Switch Lite that this kind of blew me away a little bit. But this was just an impulse purchase. I went to Walmart and I was walking through the game section. I'm like, I'll just pick it up because I had the money on me. And I've been kind of putting off getting a Splatoon Special Edition for a while because I was like, oh, I already have a Switch. I don't need another one. The OLED's definitely a pretty good upgrade, especially because I have one of the original Switches with the really bad battery life. Alright, so I think I have 3 systems left, and then I'm all done. And all of these systems, or at least 2 of them, I am going to be making a video on in the future. The other one I'm not sure, but I just thought I'd show them off here, just as kind of like a teaser. So the first one is the Amiga CD32, which is definitely a console that was released. Basically, it's like a consoleized version of a Commodore Amiga. It's not great. It's probably one of the biggest console failures of all time. Although, there's definitely worse out there. There's way worse out there. But so basically, this was never even released in America. It was released in Canada, I believe. And then I think there was like some legal issue with Commodore in America where they couldn't release this. This is a Canadian model, and it's it's NTSC, it works on like our TVs and everything, but there really aren't many games to play on it. I have a disc in here that I burnt with, I think, a game called Flink, which is like a little platformer. Probably one of the better ones for the system. But yeah, I'm definitely planning on making a full video just showing this thing off, because I know a lot of people have never even heard of it before, and it's interesting. The next thing I got here is one that I am surprised I didn't have yet, but I've just kind of been putting it off. It is a Sega Master System. Competitor to the NES, Sega's first console in America. I had been kind of thinking about getting one for a while, and I actually have had a bunch of games for it because I picked it up in like a box just filled with them. But I never found a system for the price I was willing to pay, so got this one. Condition's not perfect, but it's really not terrible either. Just cleaning it, wiping it down could probably help a lot. One of the ones that I kind of just needed to get to check off my list. I don't really think any of the games on here are like super worth playing, although there are definitely a few gems. Yeah, like I said, just to check off the list pretty much, I got this one. And then finally, I have the system that I bought from Japan, which is the reason why I got all of the Famicom games, and that is the Sharp Twin Famicom. So basically, this was a collaboration between Sharp and Nintendo. They released their own version of the Famicom, and it had a built-in Famicom disk system. I was thinking about just getting the Famicom and the disk system separately, but I think this is a more interesting device, and I mean, I could always get those later. But I just thought this would be a lot more interesting to get because, you know, Nintendo didn't make it pretty much. It's got a little bit more of a story behind it. So anyway, you got the two controllers that are just kind of wired in there. Your normal cartridge slot. It also came with Donkey Kong Jr., which is neat. But, you know, you got your normal cartridge slot at the top. Then if you flip this switch, it won't let you put any cartridges in because it basically engages like a Famicom disk system RAM adapter. And then at the front of the unit, you see there's the slot for all the discs, and it'll kind of just auto boot into that. So it's pretty cool. So it's just cool to have one of these because there's a lot of games that were either not released in America or were released on the disc system with a bunch of differences. So I just wanted some way to play disc system games, and this seemed like a pretty good way to do it. And those last two things that I was talking about that I won't be able to really show on camera, I'll put up a picture of right now. I got a Sega Prologue 21, which is basically like a big karaoke machine that has a Sega Saturn built in. I am planning on making a full video on it, but it just needs some repair before I can, so that'll have to wait a little bit. And then I also got the Joy Sound Festa, which is basically the same exact concept. Same thing, it's a karaoke machine with a console inside, but it's for the Wii U. And that one I have already made a video on. I can put it up in the top right corner right now. I've actually made two videos on it. One just kind of as like an overview, and the other one as like a more in-depth look with me modding it and doing all that stuff. So check those out if you're interested. But yeah, I mean, aside from that, I don't think there's anything else that I bought. I think that's pretty much it. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I definitely did not think I'd pick up as many games as I did, but, you know, here we are. So I'll probably go back to doing these once a month just because, you know, I guess I do buy more than I really think I do. But yeah, anyway, guess I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.